There we go. Oh boy. I was going to get my mic working there for a second. I'm like, oh, here we go. Technical problem. All right, calm down, you. What makes it do that? That. Then it resets my volume too. Stop doing that, please. Okay, all right, let's get started. New items unlocked in gallery. Ooh. Continue. Turnabout legacy. Let's do it. Turnabout legacy.
Samson
and Judy's Bake and Bake.
Macaroons, walkthroughs of cream, chiffon cakes. Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you. Look what we're over there. Ping. Now let's see what we got for you. So it's cooking time. Are you ready? Wow. Talk about a blast from the past. Hey, Gregory. I'm going back there tomorrow with you, with your boy. I'm finally going to find out what happened 18 years ago. All right. Well, Fender, are you finally going to tell me what we're doing here? Why have you brought me to an art gallery of all places? Hey, you had nothing going on. Seemed like the perfect chance to come and enjoy the magics of the star sign stuff together. I'm leaving. Chill, big guy, just joking. You know about the IS-7 incident? Yeah? Your old man's last case? Of course. Von Karma took pleasure in showing me the files as soon as I became a prosecutor. And I reviewed them again last night after your invite, see? I was also present for the trial all those years ago, although my memories of it are somewhat hazy. As a child, I was completely in awe of my father. The sign of him in court was inspirational. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law. And opposite him, the man who became my mentor, Manfred von Karma. It was quite a case. However, it ended the conviction of the accused. Ah, so you were there too. You were in the courtroom for Gregory's final outing. Well, it'll take time explaining things easier. I wanted you to know something, see? Something being what really went down, not the truth in those files, but the capital T truth. It was 18 years ago, smack dab in the middle of a real doozy of a winter. The building were covered in a blanket of snow. It looked like the streets were lined with popsicles. But things weren't so innocent behind those frozen doors. In fact, some pretty sordid stuff went down. This was back before yours truly was in the fine figure of an attorney you see before you today. 18 years ago. Hey, Mr. E. This one's really came out of the blue, huh? What kind of voice should I do? Oh. Don't know. It did. We were called in before the ink of the arrest papers were even dry. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I'm here visiting a client with my assistant, Eddie Fender. A murder on Christmas Eve? What in the world coming to? In the dark of the night, at the end of the day, I saw two timely saviors a coming my way. Welcome, my friends, to our visitor's room. We're not even friends yet, but I'm sure we will soon be soon. Whoa! What? Talk about an entrance. Look at this guy. I was not expecting that. Neither was I. Sorry if I surprised you. I'm just so happy to see you both. Thanks so much for coming out. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. You're the accused, I take it. I am. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, at your service. Look forward to representing you. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender. Pleased to meet you, sir. I'll do everything I can to help. Come now, Edward. Calm down. Please, you'll have to forgive him. He's still new to this. He's been helping me out part-time, but he's far from a fully fledged lawyer material yet. Nonetheless, I'm hoping he'll be some assistance in the investigation in particulars of this case. Gregory and Eddie, it's an honor to meet you both. My job as a defense attorney is to save my clients from wrongful convictions. So first thing to do is establish whether or not I'm truly innocent. Perhaps we could begin by having you tell us a little about yourself. What am I thinking? I haven't even told you my name. I am Samson Tangara. I hope I said that right. Is it really you? Samson Tangara? The world's greatest confectioner? You flatter me, my young friend. Call me Samson. All my pals do. I'm also from Fist in the North Star. I can't share it so much. Well, thanks, Samson. I will. I can't believe I'm meeting you in person. It seems Eddie knows something about our client. Mr. E, it's the Samson Tangura, the singing, dancing, confectionery making sensation. What shall we make today, kids? Macaroons, waffles with cream. Chiffon cakes, they're light as a dream. Laugh and sing and smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you. Look there, where? Over there. The oven's got something special to share. Ping now. Let's see what we've got for you. They're all dorks. I'm starting a dance along. No way, I gotta sing with Samson Tangura. This is a dream come true. Thanks, little pal. It means a lot to hear you say that. My apologies. We need to discuss the matter at hand. Of course, I'm sure we're both very busy. Alright, where would you like me to start? Samson Tangora. Tangora. Is it Garoa? Tangaroa. So, you're just a confectioner, but also a singing and a dancer? I sure am. When I'm having fun, my body just starts moving. You must really enjoy making desserts. Wouldn't be much of a confectioner if I didn't. I live to make sweets that will bring joys to others. Hey, they're not just things, they're works of art. Sparkling, dazzling, mouth-watering creations, the stuff of dreams are made of. So he aims to create joyous and inspirational pieces, does he? I understand that the incident in question happened at your mansion. It did. We were holding an international confectionery contest there when A body was found inside one of my creations. Okay. Inside one of your... No way! The detective in charge placed me under arrest because of it. And now, here I am. But because I never take a life, never. I'm sure the police will see that too in time. They'll realize their mistake. I sure hope so. And what can you tell me about the victim? His name is Artie Frost. He's taken part in the contest. Mr. Frost was a wonderful confectioner. His creations were things of real beauty. I just don't understand. Why did he have to die? I'm sorry. He seems genuinely upset over the victim's death. I think I have plenty good measures of a man now. Mr. Tangora, there's just one thing I need to confirm with you. You didn't kill Mr. Frost, correct? Correct. I swear I didn't do it. Like I told you, I could never take a life, never. He seems quite sincere. Alright, I'm going to take you at your word. Thank you for being forthright with me. Likewise. It's good to talk to somebody other than those detectives. We'll head to the scene of crime and see what we can learn. We'll be in touch. We have something more to tell you. Goodbye, Gregory. Goodbye, Eddie. I'm counting on you both. December 24th, contest venue, fountain room. Brr, it's pretty cold out here, huh, Mr. E? I never saw so much snow. I don't see any snow, dude. Where do you see snow? Yes. And it doesn't seem like it will be letting up anytime soon. But look at this place. But look at this place. What a sweet house Samson's got. It's huge. Yes, big enough to hold an international confectionery contest, no less. Welcome, welcome everyone. Come in. We'll have some fun. Oh no. Are you alright? I'm sorry. Would you happen to be Mr. Gregory Edgeworth by any chance? I would. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Eddie Fender, Mr. Miles Edgeworth's assistant. Or Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Miles. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, welcome to our humble abode. Judy Bound. It's an honor to meet you both. I'm the housekeeper here, and Mr. Tangora's assistant. You're no housekeeper, you're Judy Bond, the Judy Bound. Bound? You know a little something of my work. A little? I watch you on TV every chance I get. I'm a Bacon Bop's biggest fan. It's very kind of you to say so. We'd be nothing without our fans. And what a might Bacon Bot be. This is like a crazy time. It's only the biggest show on TV. Every kid on the planet loves it. The dynamic duo of Samson and Judy make a delicious sweet stuff. While we're singing, all singing and dancing. Like this, check it out. What shall we make today, kids? Cookie dough. Caramel too. Fluffy. Something cream. Tiramisu. Everyone, come along. Baking treats with some smile in the song. There, it's true. The oven's got something special for you. Just take a bite and you will see. That was a wonderful performance, Mr. Fender. Bravo. I just longed every time I watch the show. Perhaps Miles might enjoy it too. I'll suggest it later. But all this dancing really makes it out of a guy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the world's most worst hostess. Here, nothing rocks the body and mind quite like a cup of tea. Cling, 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 clatter, clatter. This is Cilion, correct? It's delicious. Its citrus aroma is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, as I recall. Interesting. So this is what a Cilion tea tastes like. Huh? How odd. This saucer's cold. Yes, it's so that the tea cools down more quickly. I'm afraid some of our guests don't like it too hot. I see. These teacups are very unique too. The design is really something. You think so? Thank you very much. I ordered them all the way from France. They're my absolute favorite. They were designed by a marvelous sculptor named Paul Helwig. Have you heard of him? He makes some of the most amazing tableware in the world. You're certainly a big fan of his work. Oh, I am. These teacups are my greatest treasure. She's certainly not afraid to show when she's passionate about something. If you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like you to move on. The reasons we're here. Can you tell us everything you know about the unfortunate incident that occurred earlier? Of course. I'm sorry for getting so distracted. I guess I'm still in shock. Because I'm the one who found the body, you see. You discovered the victim. Is it true that the body was recovered from inside one of Mr. Tangura's creations? It is. We were in the middle of a contest's final judgment phase when I heard a sound of something big collapsing from Mr. Sampson's room. Sampson, are you in here? I opened the door and went inside, and there was Mr. Frost's body. Thank you. I'm sorry to make you relive such a traumatic experience. Think nothing of it, please. I only wished I had more to tell you. Now, if you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to begin our investigation of the crime scene. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender. You have to save Samson. He's no murderer. He could never do something like that. Of course. Leave it to us, Miss Brown. Thank you so much. I'll go serve the others their tea then. Come, Eddie. To the crime scene. Yes, Mr. E. Oh, shit. Detective Bad. Okay. That's how we get him in here. Is he a samurai? No way, everything in this room is made of chocolate. I can't believe I'm getting to see so many of Samson's creations this close up and personal. I might be more excited myself if this room wasn't a murder scene. Just hearing what you say, that sends shivers down my spine. That might just be the temperature in here. It's rather cold. Yeah, now that you mention it, it's pretty chill. Achoo! Defense on the scene already. That was fast. A pleasure to meet you, Gregory Edgeworth. I'm representing Mr. Tangora. Or Tangaroa. Is it ooh. Tangaroa. Maybe it's Tangaroa. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender. Nice to meet you. Bad. Detective Tyrell Bad. Detective in charge is named Bad. Man, a few words. Why are you eating it? Something just doesn't taste right. You're eating your note paper? He likes to chew on his thoughts, rather literally. I'm afraid it helps him digest and remember them. It's a little quirk of his. Please try to ignore it. Although, I'd say it's first to admit that it's easier said than done. With introductions out of the way, Detective Bad, would you mind if we joined you in investigating the scene? Sorry, not gonna happen. What? How come? Mr. Edgeworth is Tangaroa's attorney. Yeah, and attorneys will do anything to get them off the hook. Even put words in their client's mouth. You think I need that on my crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth would never do something like that. I don't trust attorneys, okay, kid? Detective, you established my client's supposed guilt based on investigation of the crime scene, correct? That's usually how it works, yeah. What of it? Then extend me the same courtesy. I believe he is innocent, and I would like the chance to prove it. You believe he's innocent? And you didn't even see the scene yet? That's some flimsy lawyering. That's exactly why I wish to see the scene for myself. I need to ensure that my belief is based on solid evidence and sound reasoning. You tell me about. You're not leaving until I let you look over the scene. I am. Tisk. Fine. Knock yourselves out. Thank you, Detective. But I'm coming around with you. Like I said, I don't trust attorneys. And I'm going to be your gumshoe for this case. If you're good with that, then go ahead and get it. Get to it. That lollipop. That was a lollipop the whole time? What'd you think it was? I must admit, I didn't see that coming either. We better get started then. I'll need you to take notes, Eddie. On it, Mr. E. Let's get this over with. There is some very tasteful tableware here, along with some kitchen utensils. This tea set is the same design of the one Miss Bowen served us earlier. You think Samson could have been drinking out of that? The pot and cup were dusted for fingerprints. His were the only ones they found. And that was the case of the utensils too. Everything else had been washed, so there weren't any prints to find. And if Mr. Tangaroa was wearing gloves while he was working on his confectionaries, that could explain why the prints were only found in the teacup. Well-equipped kitchen, as one might expect. Sadly, it doesn't look like there's much to be found in the way of clues. Nothing of interest in the fridge either. We've checked. Well, fine. I don't even want to check it anyway. And you are? Sorry, meditating. Did you want something, Detective? Oh, I'm an attorney, not a detective. Gregory Edgeworth, pleased to meet you. I'm his assistant, Eddie Fender. I see. The name's Carmelo Gusto. I'm a confectioner. Here for the contest. I'm also a samurai. Are you? What's your specialty, Mr. Gusto? The art of air and sugar. No way! Look at that! That little baby seahorse. It's a dragon, a noble, soaring creature of the skies. That's a dragon? It does look more aquatic than airborne. No need to sugarcoat it. My design sense is weak. I know that better than anybody. That's why I'm headed to Zangfa. When this is all over, I need to train hard. Perhaps we should get off the subject of this design sense for now. So what are you doing here, Mr. Gusto? I didn't think they were allowing civilians on the scene yet. Detective wanted to know more about one of the pieces in here. Makes sense. Seeing as a contestant, perhaps I should ask him a few questions of my own. Carmelo Gusto. Those are some interesting implements you use, Mr. Gusto. Sugar blowing pumps. They're part of. They put air into the sugar. They're so cool. It's like watching a sword master do his thing. I'm no master. Not a day goes by that I don't hurt myself one way or another. That's why I wear red. That way, it doesn't matter if I make a mess. The way of a confectioner is a lonely one. You never stop learning, not until you die. The way of the confectioner sounds like a long one. 2, if he's injuring himself on a daily basis. What can you tell us about the contest? Based on what you've seen so far, flavor doesn't seem to be the only criteria at play. The contest was Tangaroa's idea. It's about art, confectionery as art. Confectionery as art. Art you could eat. Every part of it. Every single item in this room is edible. The whole place does kind of smell like chocolate. Tangaroa is a genius. A once-in-a-generation talent. Flavor and flair. He has it all. And if you can't undo the god of confections himself, you can't win. I don't know, man. Beating the greatest of the world seems kind of hard, yeah? As it should be. Whoever beats him becomes the greatest in turn. That's the real prize here. Nothing else matters. So you're competing for a title, effectively. And a treasure. The ultimate cookbook. Tangaroa's most prized possession. If you want to know more, it's all written down here. It's a list of rules that was given out to the contestants. Sorry, I don't know much about what happened. I only heard about it after the judging was over. How was the judging organized? It started at 3 p.m. Tangaroa began making the rounds right around then. He left his own room, then worked his way around the venue clockwise. My creations were the first to be judged. After that, he went to Scone's room. She's another one of the contestants. What can you tell us about her? Ruthless, brutal. There's nothing she wouldn't do to win. She was working with Cream. Some kind of dreamscape. Then, last of all, Frost's room. His thing was flavored ice. Sculptures this time. Or so I heard. Bound found the body where Tangaroa was still making the rounds. She panicked. Ran, called the cops. Tangaroa went right on judging. Claims he didn't even know a thing about it until afterward. Went ahead. and looked at the victim's work, even though the guy was nowhere to be seen. Pretty suspicious behavior for anyone in anyone's books. I don't have enough information yet to challenge him on that yet. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you and Mr. Gusto talking about earlier? I was going to ask him about the piece on the wall here. The one in the frame. Seems like something was off. Thought I'd better ask somebody who knows about this stuff. But then you bozos showed up and pulled me away from my very important work. Perhaps we can take a closer look at it together. Can't take a hint, can you? Mr. Gusto, would you mind helping us? Of course. Confectionery is my life. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Who knew you could make a picture of this pretty out of chocolate? Samson's really a god among men. Is it really made of chocolate though? It looks like too much of a regular illustration to me. You have a good eye. Or, you have a good eye. I'm impressed. That's no piece of candy. That's the ultimate cookbook. The ultimate cookbook. In other words, the grand prize. What? So it's not made of chocolate after all? No. The book is simply enframed in some. Tangaroa showed it to all of us when he gathered here to explain the rules. So the participants knew that the grand prize was in this room the whole time. Anyway, see it too, right? The frame is something still missing. How did he ever detect a bag? Was going to ask Mr. Gusto about this. You're right, Detective. Something is missing from this frame. So it's not just me. Huh? What's missing? Better show Eddie which part of the frame is missing. Some chocolate. The handprint?
Take that!
Take that! Look closely, Eddie. Don't you feel something is lacking here? Sorry, art's not really my thing. Maybe it's just an artistic flourish, you know? My glasses must have slipped. That's not the part I meant to point out. Were you talking about something being missing from the frame, right? That's right. And you don't need to know anything about art to see what it is. Oh, wasn't the handprint? Alright, fine. Fine, belief.
Take that!
Look at the directive work here in the corner. Something's missing, no? Yeah, it's different from the other side. That's not like Tangaroa to balance it all wrong. But that's not all. Take a look around. Every confection in this room is missing some small bit. You're right. The candle holder, the nautical stuff, they're all like that. Did somebody deliberately damage them? That's a very good question. Or did Danganronpa just wanted to look like somebody messed with his work? He'd never do that to his own creations, never. Could this have some deeper meaning for the case? I must scour the scene and expect anything that catches my attention. Yeah, they are. That's why I pointed out the first time. Are these finger marks? Yeah. But we don't know whose yet. Still haven't figured them out. No fingerprints, no ID. Finger marks without fingerprints. They could certainly be more important to the case. Is a real head scratcher, all right? Not really. I'm guessing whoever it was wore gloves. Aw, there's your scene of romance of adventure. There doesn't tend to be much either at a crime scene either, Eddie. Achoo. Are you all right, Eddie? Yeah, but it sure is chilly in here. Yes, I wasn't expecting a warm out of the fountain room either. But it's even colder in here. Would you like to borrow my jacket? No, I'm fine. And besides, you said you'd give it to me when you finally got my journey's badge. I did, didn't I? Why do they have to heat down so low? So chocolate don't melt, you fool. Chocolate needs to be kept at the right temperature. Take a look behind the panel on the wall. What panel? Look at that. It was here this whole time. There's one in each of the contest rooms. Tangora hid them so they wouldn't spoil the aesthetic of her work. What do the controls do? They adjust the temperature and lighting. Goes all the way down to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold enough to keep any confectionery from melting. So in effect, each room is a giant freezer. It's 59 degrees in here. No wonder I'm cold. Hey, Detective Bad. You, mind if I turn it up a little? Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. But I'm not a detective. Same goes for attorneys, Eddie. We must not disturb the scene of the crime. Get used to the cold. It's all part of your training. Chocolate needs to be kept between 59 and 65 degrees. There's no other way around it. You know the temperatures by heart, huh? Guess it's your job. It's the very least I should know. Any real confectioner should be able to tell you that and more. All right, what about the lollipops and cream? If it's not too hot or too humid, a lollipop should be fine, just about anywhere. Cream needs to be kept around 50 degrees. You need to watch out for heat and humidity, huh? Duly noted. Detective Bag kind of seems brightened up with what was talking about lollipops, didn't he? I suppose he must be very fond of them. I don't believe there's any more to be found here. A candelabra made of chocolate. There's a little title here, The Light of Life. Well, this particular light seems to be missing one of its life-giving flames. Does it have some symbolic meaning? What could it be? It's a journal belonging to the captain of the chocolate ship. Also made of chocolate. A diary of despair. That's some title. Come hearken the sea. We crossed the sea and rode the red tide of misery. Quite a jaunty rhyme for such a tragic sounding tale. These controls can be used to adjust the room's temperature and lighting. Red, yellow, green, dark blue, light blue, white. That's a huge range. Temperature set at 59 degrees. Light colors set to white. The pieces in here are made of chocolate, that's why. White light makes them look better. Mr. Danganronpa must be a room-filled part of his carefully crafted creations. Looks like a fire alarm. Yeah, and before you start prodding it, it's not made of chocolate. Push it, the bells start ringing. People will come running from the security room. A whole bunch of hassle. I don't know if you want to, but don't. Honestly, the thought of having crossed my mind. Typical attorney. Does being an attorney have to do with anything? And everything? The picture is not made of chocolate. It's cover of the book, The Ultimate Cookbook. The Ultimate Cookbook, in other words, the grand prize. Yes, framed in chocolate. Tangaroa showed us all when he gathered us here to explain the rules. Okay, that's the same actually, so I don't know why they didn't have it checked. I hate when they do that. Okay, give me 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. It said it wasn't done though. It's not checked off. This is a fine selection of nautical paraphernalia. You think one of them could be the murder weapon? No, they're all made out of chocolate. You have a hard time bludgeoning someone to death with one of them. What if it's just complete solid chocolate though? Just can't tell what's real in here. They really do look genuine. I can hardly tell the difference myself. A true testament to Mr. Tangora's skills. And not checked off is like driving me crazy. What have I not checked? Can't know. How's it looking over here, officer? Nothing of interest that in that cupboard or... Yeah, sure. So there is. No, there isn't. Just a blowtorch used for cooking some tableware, sir. You heard the man, Mr. Attorney. Nothing to add, am I right? No. So do you have something to add? No. Can't get a straight answer out of anybody. Perhaps you should ask a straight question. What are you investigating, officer? Sir, I was just looking at the temperature of water here. And what have you learned? Oh, it's warm, sir. The stream in each room flows into the main fountain, and then the water circulates back to the rooms. Unusual to say at the least. I've never seen a house quite like this one. Rich folks, they're all crazy. A real crime scene. This is so exciting. This isn't a game, Eddie. I need you to take it seriously. I won't. Don't worry, Mr. E. I'm taking notes on everything. You are? What kind of notes? Notes about how all the delicious stuff is made. I can't wait to try it myself. I'm not playing around, Edward. Take this seriously. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? You're doing this all wrong. An investigation is like a popsicle. You walk around the scene, look at stuff, talk to the witnesses, everything you need to do. It's like a lick of that popsicle. Slowly, you eat it away. Until all that's left is a stick. And written on that stick is the truth. Then I suppose it better hope it doesn't say guilty. So this is where the body was discovered. Yeah. They took it away already. But everything else is just how we found it. It appears the body was inside the treasure chest. Yeah, by the woman named of Bound found it. Samson, are you in here? Ah. Kim heard something breaking and came into the crime scene to see what it was. If only we had just a little more information. There's something else in here. Huh? It looks like a seal of some kind, with somebody's initials, an intricate shape carved into it. Is it for making those fancy wax things on documents? Or is it for making those fancy wax things on documents? Do you think it belonged to the victim? No idea. But it's gotta get logged anyway, so I'll take that. Is it PH for Phoenix, right? It's rather impressive. Make an entire ship out of chocolate. That's Samson Tagura for you. Don't you want to just take a big bite out of it? Which part to bite first, though? That's the real hard head scratcher, you know. Bite any part of it, kid, and you'll be off of this crime scene as fast as your head will spin. Hey, it was just a joke. Stop staring at me like that. I do sometimes wish Eddie could keep his cool a little better. It's titled The Voyage of the Red Rover. After sailing the seven seas, the legendary ship happens upon a great treasure at last. The piece is a tribute to the adventure of the spirit of our ancestors. Who knew? So they sailed the 6 whole seas before they found anything. Not exactly the luckiest crew out there. Sometimes you gotta take a bunch of wrong turns before you find the truth. That's what being a real detective is all about. Did they even have detectives back in the day? One of its stands of the ship is broken. The ship must have collapsed on the treasure chest and smashed it open. Wait, do you think... Could that be how the victim died? He was crushed by the ship? If he was, this would become an accidental death, not a murderer. You too serious? Don't worry, detective. For the moment, we are simply discussing a possibility. I was being serious, though. Detective, can you tell us a little bit more of the state of the victim's body? Let me see. I got a picture here someplace. You can see for yourselves. Blunt force trauma. So the death was from blunt force trauma. And what about the weapon? Has it been found yet? You can ask the prosecutor in charge about that. The detective's not sharing much, I see. Would you mind if we borrowed this? No skin off my nose. It's not like it's official. Bound took it with this instant camera when she found the body. An instant camera? Like there's disposable or something? No, it means it develops the picture right there when you take them. No way, that sounds pretty convenient. Now then, I better get the facts straight, take down notes of my own. There's something about this picture that contradicts the current crime scene. I'll need to call on my powers of deduction to figure it out. Why? Let me see something real quick. Is there a left and right on this? No. Gloves. Tangora wore them when he was working with his masterpiece over there. They're conveniently good for hiding fingerprints too. I suppose it's possible to employ them in such a manner. But is it really all that suspicious to find a pair of gloves in the kitchen like this? I'm a detective. Everything's suspicious on that's the job. Red Rover of the Crimson Tide. Looks like this is the title of the inspiration for everything on display in this room. The ship and treasure chest, of course, but there's also all the other nautical objects on display. It is certainly a suitable grand theme, which to case Mr. Tangaroa's talents. Looks like we're good. All right. What was the sound that Bound heard coming out of Tangaroa's room? Let's see the sound of something breaking and broken stand. Yeah. The stand broke and the ship collapsed with it. And the loud sound it made brought Miss Bowden running. Yeah. It said the ship was already keeled over by the time she got here. But why did the stand collapse? What caused it to break? Maybe the whole thing was off balance from the get-go. Oh, okay. Could that really been the case? All of Mr. Tangaroa's creations are missing a little piece each, including one of the stands that was holding up the ship. Somebody really went all out. Do you think it could have been the killer? It's certainly a possibility. Either way, I think we can safely stand was damaged in our mystery person's tampering spree. And when it broke, the ship fell, smashed open the treasure chest, which should have remained closed otherwise. I'm done because it took me out of it. Yep. All right. There's this one that doesn't have a. He says it's done, but it's not done. I'm missing something in there. Maybe there's a deduction in there. I guess I should check it now, just in case. Not yet, not yet. Yes, what a gorgeous design. Really? This seems a bit out there to me. Like, how do you even get tea in there? Art isn't about function, Eddie. It's about form. Guess I'll have to take your word for it, Mr. E. This art stuff is way beyond me. Ooh! Look, there's something stamped here on the bottom. It says PH. Suppose that must be Paul Howick's pottery mark. Those are his initials after all. Mrs. Bounds said she's a big fan of his work. His initials, huh? So it's made of what would say EF. Perhaps you should be practicing by initializing your personal belongings first. Is there anything else on here? No. Prize, the Ultimate Cookbook, the title of the world's greatest confectioner. Rules. Judging will proceed clockwise from the leftmost room. All contestants to gather in Mr. Tangaroa's room when judging ends. The non-confectionery items may not be used as a decoration. Stands must display materials will be provided. Contestants may not enter another contestant's room until judging has been completed. No stealing or sabotaging. Can't examine that. Can't examine that. The victim's body was found in Samson's Tangaroa's room, inside a chocolate treasure chest. The cause of death appears to be blood loss from blood force trauma. All right, what else do I have left? What is it? The scene of the crime. Nothing has been moved since the body was found, correct? Preserve the scene. That's rule number 1 of any investigation. They took the body away, but everything else is untouched. Could you tell us a little more of the state of the body before it was taken away? Down, took a picture. You might have to make do with that, Mr. Lawyer. I get the feeling that the good detective is none too fond of defense attorneys. Probably the best not to rely much on him. If I search for clues and contradictions myself. A real crime scene. This is so exciting. This isn't a game, Eddie. You need to take it seriously. Okay. I'm not going to get what I wanted from him. Okay. You're done. This is the only thing that's not done. That's why I'm like, ugh. You found the mystery spec. Yeah, everything else is done, so yeah, I don't know. It must be something in there. Yeah, Chocolate Ultimate Cookbook. I don't know, maybe redoing them will fix it? I have no clue. Still unchecked. I don't know. I don't know. Can I like look at the bottom of it? Yeah, I'm not sure. Outside of this, but everything's checked off, so I don't know. We checked this already. You know what? That's not the one I wanted. What a weird seal. If you use it like a stamp, it come out as